What's going on YouTube? Salty Texas back with some Total Boat and some small little beads I picked up from a Hobby Lobby. Have never done bead work in resin, but I've seen some other projects on YouTube, felt inspired, and saw these at the store, and I was like, you know what? We're going to mix this up in resin, see what we get out of the project. It's going to be colorful, it's going to be clear, and I'm thinking, yeah, this is going to be amazing. So got it in the resin, stirred it up real good, put it in the pressure pot, and then this happened. So wasn't too thrilled that, and I should have thought this out a little bit better, but these little bead things floated in the resin, obviously, and the top of them has all that cool color, and then the rest of them, well, there aren't any rest of them throughout the rest of the epoxy. So decided, you know what, we're going to go ahead and salvage this, put a piece of pine on top, and we're going to do a small little pot with a lid on it. So got that all glued up, obviously, put the face plate on it, put it on the lathe, and was thinking, you know what, I haven't done a pot with a top in a long time. Let's see how this goes. Plus, this is small enough to where I felt comfortable going ahead and doing that with something this small and not so large. So got it on the lathe, and now we're just getting those good shavings off, making a mortise for the bottom of it like we usually do in these projects. And, you know, so far so good. Turning down the bottom of the mortise, you can see all the good shavings that we're getting off of this, which I always love to see good shavings. Like I keep saying, always a good sign. So here we are on the back of it, just gouging it out on the middle of it. Had those shavings wrapped around the overall portions of the blank. And I've discovered something with my carbide tools that when I get the ribbon going and the good shavings off, I tend to at times make too big of a gouge with it, and I need to go ahead and reset. So as much as I love to see those shavings build up on the end of the chisel, what I'm finding out is that that creates a lot of friction, and typically that's what's giving me a lot of chatter on a lot of these projects. So once I got the mortise built down, reversed it on the back of the lathe, here I am struggling to get everything attached the way I want to. There it is. Boom. So here we are, as we usually do, taking down this spare blank portion of it. And initially what I wanted to do with the top of the pine board was make a lid, obviously. And we're going to make a lid, but I had bigger plans for that pine board that doesn't really turn out for me too well here in a little bit, which you'll see. So got everything nice, evened out. Everything's going real smooth, getting some really good shavings. And here I am just slowly taking down that top scrap piece. Got the skew out, evening everything out. And I got these little plastic pieces just really flying at me. So I took my parting tool, and now all I'm doing is getting everything evened out the way I want to. So here we are, just making that separation between the top and the bottom of the pot, and made sure to sharpen this tool as best as I could, and it's going relatively well at this point. I haven't done a top of the pot, and what I was worried about was gouging it out too much to where it would just chip out on me. And luckily that didn't happen. So here's the bottom portion of the little pot here, getting everything nice and even before we start gouging everything out. And you know, as you saw there, I flinched a little bit using that carbide tool. Usually when it's not even, you'll get a little bit of like what I think is chipping, but it's not really chipping as much as it is the blank just being uneven in certain sections of it hitting the skew or hitting the tool, which kind of freaks me out at times. And here we are gouging out the middle portion of it, and this part turned out really smooth. Like, I loved doing this part of this project particularly because it was so even, and it was just, you know, great having all of that ribbon coming off of it, and it looks really cool when you play it back on video. And when I watch woodworking on YouTube, I love when, you know, you see all the ribbon coming off the projects, which means that you got a good casting and the tools are sharp and everything's going good up until this point. So as I said earlier, when you let the ribbon build up too much on the tip of the chisel, that's what causes a lot of this. That's what I've discovered causes a lot of this chatter. So you see there a lot of unevenness, the cracking. So that was user error, as I was stating a little bit earlier. So you got to be real smooth with it. Don't let the resin build up on the tip of the chisel. and now I'm just gouging out the middle of it, trying to get everything nice and even and smoothed out, which tends to freak me out a little bit, because usually when I get to this part of the project, I'm usually pretty freaked out, because what I'm worried about is it's screwing up so bad that I can't salvage it. So got that all nice, neat, and gouged out. Don't want to go too deep in it because I'm going to hit the back of the mortise, which luckily we didn't do. So this is the fun part of the project, even though I think the previous part was my most interesting part. Had built a tannin for it, got it reversed in the chuck, and now we're just evening everything out. This will be the top of the lid where everything is nice and colorful. So building a mortise on the back of this so we can reverse it and gouge everything out the way we want to. The problem with these small little beads, they didn't really give me a lot of problem, but the problem was the epoxy did not get into every little nook and crevice, so there was a lot of unevenness when I was trying to gouge it out. And you can see the little colored confetti coming off of it, which looks really cool, and it'll look a lot cooler once we get everything sanded and evened out on it. So the mortise got put in, then we got it a little bit more even, and this is where I struggle, because I haven't built a lot of lids. So at this point, I'm trying to gauge what fit that I want for it, because I want that cool, nice, suction cup type of tightness to it. And as you'll see here, boom, not there yet, a little bit more, and I overdid it. Actually, this isn't it yet. Here it is right here. One of these, because I know I overdid it. And it fits, but it didn't have that cool, nice suction that I wanted to get with it. So here I am, once I got that all built down. I'm trying at this point to gouge this down low enough to where it'll be like a little top of the pot where you would go and pick it up. And I'm doing really well, and then it flies off the effing lathe. But I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I got a lid to it. It's not going to turn out perfect, but, I had bigger intentions for that piece of pine. So here's the color, got everything sanded down real nice, and now we're just hitting it with that wood wax that I love so much, getting it turned down. And this didn't turn out as crystal clear as I wanted it to. I don't know if there was something in the resin when I put it in the pressure pot, but you'll see here it still turns out relatively nice, and I was really happy the way it turned out overall, but didn't get that cool crystal type of effect that I was really looking for with this particular project. But this has been a lot more intricate than my previous videos that I've done since I've been back. And here we are, just getting everything nice and shined up. It looks amazing. You can see all that cool color just really pop on there. And once we put the wood wax on there, it looked amazing. All that cool color. So what I plan on doing is getting some more beads and doing a larger project with it, because I think I can, in my mind, get this all figured out and it be a better looking project. But overall, really happy the way this ended up turning out, and you can see all those colors. So hopefully the next iteration of this project, I'll be able to just really get that nice, cool, bead work throughout the entire blank and have something a little bit better. But overall, this project turned out really well, and I'm really happy with the way it looks. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching this particular project. And you see right there, look at all that cool color. Look at that. I'm really happy the way this turned out. And it looks absolutely amazing. And here we are out in the sun. You can see all that cool. This is the best part of the video right here. It just looks really cool, really neat. You can see those small little beads. You can see all that nice color in the sun, the way the sun hits it. But like I said, really happy the way it turned out. So hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next project. Peace. Okay, so project is done. Here's our little final cup. It looks super cool. Of course, I suck at these lids because I haven't done a lot of them. So I don't get that kind of seal that I was looking for. But these little plastic bead things, they look really cool. Obviously, I wanted it more in the resin, but cool top and then clear bottom. Really cool. Wanted to have a little holder on the top, but that flew off the lathe, and I was like, we'll cut our losses. Plus, I think this looks aesthetically a little bit better, but overall, really happy the way it turned out. Something a little bit different on the channel. Makes a cool little cup. But hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe, and we're gonna do bigger ones. So, all right, there it is. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next project.